So I just want to address the elephant in the room. You might be thinking what this is. This is just a sparring injury. Just got a cut above my eye, and yeah, let's get started with this video. Sometimes it's easy to log into social media and get inspired by a lot of these people that you like. And I don't think this is necessarily a bad thing, because people have done this for centuries. People have been idolizing spiritual leaders and wanting to be like them and embody their values, just like Buddha or Jesus. And the reason for this is because they are a representation of the values which we wish to embody. And I think that's great. And in the modern day, I feel like influencers have the same impact. And it's easy for us to be swayed to see someone in the spotlight. They seem to be everything that we aren't. They seem to have everything that we don't have, and then we want to be like them. And then when I think about it, it isn't necessarily the character traits of these individuals which you like the most. I think deep down what inspires you the most about these individuals is their authenticity. They seem to have this sense of freedom to just be completely free and be who they are, despite the consequences, despite the hate, despite what other people are going to think about them. They act in accordance with themselves. They are their own vibration, so people are drawn to their authenticity. When we see the authenticity of another, deep down we are reminded of our own and unique authentic self. Their freedom to be themselves shows us our potential to do the same. But it's not that simple to be authentic, because sometimes when we see these people, subconsciously a part of us wants to just copy them, to be like them. And this is something which I've struggled on my YouTube channel. Like, I see other YouTubers who I really look up to, who I think are really cool, and then I've caught myself subconsciously trying to be like them. And it's funny because I deleted social media 5 years ago for the very purpose of being my own person and not trying to be like other people and not comparing myself to other people. And now that I found myself in this trap of doing the exact same thing which I tried to avoid, I'm trying to be like other YouTubers. And that's a dangerous thing, like with comparison. Sometimes when you compare yourself to somebody who's way further ahead on the journey than you are, then you feel discouraged. And then I start to think to myself that I'm not enough, that there's something wrong with me, that there's something that I need to change. And then when I don't get many views on a video that I feel like I put a lot of effort into it, then my mind tells me that my current self, that I need to change, that maybe I should be more like this YouTuber, or maybe I should be more like that YouTuber. And then what ends up happening is that I dread making YouTube videos. Now I'm dreading the thing that I thought was my passion, and it led me to a path of making YouTube videos which isn't even my style, which isn't even things that I really enjoyed, because I wanted to be like other people. I wanted to be like the other YouTubers, the successful ones which I looked up to. And it made me think, what would have happened if I ended up, say, gaining success from the videos that I made which weren't really true to my authentic self, because I was just sort of trying to copy somebody else's style of doing things. And then this quote came to my mind which goes, "The reward for conformity is that everyone likes you but yourself." And I think this is a game that a lot of us can fall into when we are engaged with social media. And then it made me realize that on the surface, we may think that having success will override the feelings of inadequacy we have within us. But no amount of success in the world will allow us to feel fulfillment within ourselves. The true and ultimate goal that we are after is to live authentically, to live in accordance with our higher self. And this made me think about Maslow's hierarchy of needs, how at the very top of Maslow's hierarchy is self-actualization. The highest point of fulfillment that one can strive towards is to become that which you can be. So the important thing to note here with Maslow's hierarchy of needs is that the top is self-actualization. It is self, meaning that it is unique to the individual, it is unique to you. And it reminds me of how in Paulo Coelho's The Alchemist, he has this thing which he talks about called the personal legend. And he's saying that it's everybody's obligation to figure out what their own personal legend is, and to live in accordance and fulfill that personal legend. And I think that's exactly the same thing as self-actualization and living in accordance with your authentic self. And now with all this pondering, it made me think, like, if we are engaged with social media, if we subconsciously adopt the mannerisms and sort of become the people who we look up to, then I feel like that doesn't leave room for us to be our own unique and authentic self. So I realized at the end of the day, it is up to us to make the conscious decision to really know and understand ourselves so we can show up as who we really are. This is the path for a fulfilling life. This is where true success lies. And the very cool thing is really awesome. Now I'm starting to see that authenticity is becoming more and more important in the world. So when I think about the modern day CEOs, think about like Elon Musk or Alex Hormozi, or if you even think about Joe Rogan, These people aren't the typical robotic CEOs who put on a facade in front of the camera to maintain appearances and to be professional. No, they don't give a fuck. They show up to the world as who they are unapologetically. They don't care what people think. So I worked at this company for 4 years as an engineer, and there was one point where the CEO of the company came all the way from America to fly to our Sydney office to, network and meet all these people. And so I worked at this company for 4 years, but I literally knew nothing about this guy. Like, I didn't know his personality. I just know that he just shows up to these weekly or monthly town halls, and I just had no emotional connection. I just didn't really know who he was. He was the CEO of the company which I worked for 4 years, but I feel like I know people like Musk or Hormozi a lot more because they show up more authentically. I resonate more with these other individuals, but I don't resonate with the CEO who just shows up to maintain appearances and to look professional. And I think that without authenticity, there is no trust. So for the CEOs who show up authentically, this authenticity becomes a part of their brand. And because people see that they're not hiding behind some masks just to be liked, they show up to the world as who they are, and that makes them trustworthy. That makes their brand trustworthy. So this is what I see happening. I see this shift happening. The world is becoming less like caring about the formalities, but they're starting to make a shift towards valuing authenticity a lot more. And with this shift that's happening, I don't see that authenticity is just limited to the realm of spiritual success as it previously was. But now I see that the power of being authentic, the power of being in your own vibration is what is going to allow the world to reward you as well. Being in alignment with your higher self, being in your own unique vibration, fulfilling your own personal legend will unlock doors for you that you never knew existed. You attract the opportunities aligned with your character, and you attract the people aligned to your character. When you are in your own vibration, things will unfold and the path will illuminate. Then you will learn more about your purpose and your own unique gift you can give to the world, and the rewards will come. When you want something, the universe conspires to help you. I made a free higher self worksheet for those people who want to take the steps towards their authentic self. Link down in the description below to download, and as always, thank you guys for watching and see you guys in the next video. Peace.